Right then, on to another project. Probably not as interesting as some of the stuff we do, but still another project nonetheless. Got to craft a Luton van. Already got the number plate on. Scott keeps making sure that gets sorted pretty early on. So we got a Luton this time. We've got the old crafter. We've still got that. That's going to be getting used probably just as a support vehicle when this is overweight and we just need to throw some more stuff in and away we go, or when there's another car that wants towing. But the reason we went for a Luton rather than a normal van is so you've got a nice square loading area, because the idea we've got is we're going to build a load of trolleys on caster wheels, and then we can just put them in and load them on and off every time we're going racing. So rather than everything staying on the van and you're searching through inside the van, all the trolleys come out. So we'll keep an eye on that as part of this sort of build as things go along. But loads of ideas for that, loads of ways that we're going to do it. There's so many different directions we can go, and it's going to be obviously modular, so we're not going to be boxing ourselves in a corner like we did with the old van, where you sort of pigeonholing stuff all inside the van, and then it turns out you need to add twice the amount of that, or you don't need them anymore and you end up with a big hole or not enough space. So that's the plan with this anyway. It's a 2 litre 140 6-speed, so that's the one you want to get really. The 102s, which is what Steph's recovery truck's based on, that's not a bad engine either. The turbo injectors and base engine's pretty much the same on the 102s and 140s. The gearbox has got a few differences in the 140. Not sure whether that makes it stronger. I do believe the flywheel's stronger. And they do a 163 horsepower. That's got twin turbo, which we've avoided that just because if we want to, we can put a bigger turbo on this. The twin turbo ones are all out of puff at 180, 190 horsepower. Similar to very similar to the T5 van 2 litre engine. But going from the 2.5 in the old one to the 2 litre, not that bad really. Even when, like Steph's truck, we've remapped that, so it's probably at 180. With a car and a trailer with another car on, it's still not undrivable. You can still get to 80 mile an hour if you want to, and you can still get up to speed without upsetting everybody behind you. So the main thing that we're going to do in this video is going to get a clean, and it's going to get a wrap. So Gavin at Swaller Applications, he's doing what we need to do, like he did on the A5. We did quite a detailed video on that one, and that was, I think, second or third highest viewed video that we got on the A5. So thought we'll do it again on this one. They're not going to get it all done today because we're wrapping the full cab in one colour, but then the rear is going to be getting a full printed wrap, and we're going to be painting all the trims around the outside and changing the tailgate and stuff like that. But we'll go around the back and quickly run through what's happening in the back, because we're trying to keep it warm in here and the heater's going. So as it's a Luton, it's got a tail lift, so when we're loading and unloading, as long as we can get it physically onto this tail lift, we can just wheel it off, and then the idea is to have like a nice awning on the side, and then we can literally set up our little pits, because we had a lot of garages last year because we did a lot more in the Enduro KA, so we didn't really have to have such a good setup outside of the pits, but we're definitely going to need to this year because we're going to do a lot more stuff. And really, I don't want to be paying 60 quid for a garage every time we go on a track day if we can help it. If this is all set up nice, we can have heater wheels, we'll have a generator underneath, some diesel tanks, some wastewater tanks, all that sort of stuff. We'll have all that underneath. But anyway, so I need to go up. So that's fairly straightforward. But this door is absolutely goosed. It's not in good condition at all, which we knew that when we bought it. But luckily we got this at right money. I probably won't even be able to open it. There we go. So inside needs a good clean. We're going to sort out all the floor. We've had a little leak in the roof, but we'll get all this tarted up, all tidied up and then fitted out, and it should be Should be quite a nice thing, but we're going to try not to fix too much stuff inside the van, because there's a potential that if we end up needing to go for something bigger later on, like a 7.5, 12, 15, 18 ton, whatever, probably not going to go to a 44 ton. If we have to go further, the modular pods that we're going to build in here are going to there as well. That'd be the plan, and then this would become the support vehicle rather than the other crafter van, which is getting a bit long in tooth now anyway. So we might do a bit of an introduction when they start doing some wrapping. We might not, we'll see what happens, but we're going to record all that and go from there, so stay tuned in.
Hi, Gavin Swallow from Swap Applications and Graphic Innovation Group. We're here obviously for the next few days. We're going to be involved with the guys at Darkside, working on this Luton amongst other things as well that I think you've already seen. We're going to do a little bit of a transformation from the Luton truck. So we're going from this nice mucky horrible white, and we're going to transform this into grey and spruce it all up, and then towards the back we're going to introduce some digital print, make it really stand out. That'll look really smart and eye-catching, but hopefully you'll see that as we complete it towards the end.
So, as you can see, Gavin and the lads finished wrapping the top bit, which were an absolute pain. A lot of work goes into doing that. And then we had to get some silicone that matched this colour exactly, which I don't think we did too bad, to be honest. It's worked out nice. So the next thing for this van, obviously this white bit looks absolutely rubbish. So we've got a really nice design that's been printed as we speak. That's going to be going on there in a few days' time. I'm not sure exactly when. We've got a few other things to do first. So what we have got to do, we're going to get this over in one of the new units, rub all this down, all the steel work all the way around and on the back, so around here, all the tail lift and everything. We're going to rub it all down, get it prepped, and we're going to paint all that black, so then it all fits in nicely. One other thing we have done with the van, we put some tyres on it as well, which that's another thing you can see. And there's no rear door, so there's been loads of work here in removing door and then making this as flush as we can make it, so a bit of a gap here, and putting these sort of stairs in here. So the only thing we've not got is a gas struts on, because this is what's going to be the door. So rather than having a roller shutter, we're going to have like a normal tailgate, just an up and over tailgate with a lock on one side so you can get to it quite easy. Whether this is going to work exactly how we planned, I'm not too sure, but it's definitely a better place to put a sticker on so you can see. So we'll see how that all works out. It's going to be the start of another video, or maybe the middle of another video. And one other thing I forgot, I knew I would, as soon as I put this tailgate down. We wrapped the back piece as well, so that's all sorted and greyed and smartened up. So yeah, we'll get on to the next bit. Whether we do any filming of the painting or whether, I'm not too sure. It might be a little bit boring, but we'll see how we get on if we've got time to mess about with that. Yeah, let's see how it looks after the next sort of stage of the transformation. So, seems like forever since I started this video, because it's been a bit of a long process getting everything in place to get it sorted. Obviously, last we left off, it was grey on the front. Now we've got the Darkside sticker on the top. And then here we are. The final finished article. It's turned out just tons better than I expected it to. Obviously, when you see it on a little 21-inch screen or whatever Danny's got when he's doing his designs, it can sometimes look better than it is when it's blown up to this sort of size. But obviously, part of this is not just literally doing a design out computer, getting it slapped on. We've had to spend absolutely ages rubbing all this down and painting it all. That obviously meant doing it in a place that was big enough that you could be happy to get black overspray over, so we had to wait till the new units were finished to do that. So it was a real pain. Lee spent a good couple of days rubbing these down, every little one, and then get some 2-pack black thrown on them all. And then obviously Gavin has put these on. He did them on himself as well, which I think is a bit crazy, but I weren't here when he did them, and it just turned out perfect. But then obviously after we've done that, we've then had to run around with the silicone, because you can't stick the vinyl to the silicone that seals all this up. So we've got 3 different colours of silicone going on. But anyway, it's all done now. Really happy with it. Obviously this side we've got the eroser on. At the rear, this is reflective. Not sure how legal that is or whatever, but we'll have to, if we get told, we'll cover it over. but it might get a little bit battered. Like we painted all the tail lift stuff, that might get a bit battered, but it is what it is. And then the door. Finally got the door sorted. I think it's a real mess inside, so we're not looking too much. I think, oh, it's not locked, but it works reasonably well. You need really, I wanted an handle in middle, but we didn't get an handle in middle. And I've just realised that they've used 2 different types of bolts for that. Yeah, you can't have tail lift all the way to the top when you're opening it really. But that's the door. Bit of a mess inside. That's a sneak peek into the next video, because we've not started filming that one yet. But anyway, I think just drop tailgate down a tiny little bit, tail lift, and then it goes a bit better. But one thing's for certain, there's going to be no water getting inside here. It's very well sealed. Yeah, I think we want an handle in middle as well. I think that's next job. You can do it all from this side. And then on the other side, we've got the Golf. And this is all, I think it's all 1-to-1 in it, Danny, all perfectly to scale. Yeah, he's nodding his head. I'm hoping it's to scale. So in theory, that should be 18 inch. I'm not going to call him out live on TV. But yeah, we're, I think the exterior of this is pretty much done now. The only other thing we have got planned that might not happen straight away, because it just depends how much time we've got and when we can be sort of not way out of the vehicle, but in a sort of state of disrepair. We're going to try and make some panels that cover all this over here, and put some belly lockers in there, so we can put just like your suitcases and stuff like that when you're going away for a weekend. You just throw your stuff in there and you're not in and out of the back all the time, because that is one of the downsides of having a Luton. When it's shut, you just don't want to keep going in and out of it. And we definitely need some mud flaps on the back, because the car was scruffy when we went on the track day again yesterday, so not happy with that. And yeah, I think that's it. Really happy with how it's turned out. It just wants another quick clean before we go tomorrow, and then we've still got absolutely tons of work to do for the all the stuff that's going inside, which I sometimes wonder why we do it to ourselves, but we like things to be just so. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it's been interesting. Thank you to everybody that's helped out. Lee at the body shop, Gavin doing the sign writing, and all his lads. It's worked out absolutely perfect. Couldn't ask for more. And obviously the guys here who have all been doing all the little bits and bats and messing about to try and get it all sorted. So cheers.